the Colts have it.
As a coordinator, you got a busted play here, and then Sanchez gets hit. The ball is loose. And
look at the fumble right here, and it's picked up on the bounce, and there he goes.
Whew, I'm a little tired today, folks, but we're back on the regularly scheduled program. This is Fumbling the Bag podcast program, exclusive to YouTube at the moment. Can't figure out my Apple podcast shit or my Spotify. We'll get there eventually. For now, you're stuck with us here.
We haven't missed a beat yet.
No.
Second week.
We had 2 shows prior. Please go check those out.
Yes.
Like, subscribe, all that good
still
shit.
benefit from those shows, man. We talked about certain things that's, becoming reality now a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of it.
A little bit, yeah, for sure.
It's the first week. This second week right here. So, hey, I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll too. This was, week 1, just dipping our toes in the water. I was 9-7 last week, 2-1 on the locks, 1-2 in prime time. A little rough, Buffalo really. That was a rough go last night as we record on a Tuesday afternoon.
Man, that was a rough one, man. I mean, it was people were talking about how the Jets were going to do this and do that. I thought it was hogwash. I knew their defense was solid, but they played a good game. But Josh did not have his best game, though.
No, that's the worst. Yeah, that's the worst game I've ever seen from Allen. We'll talk about it when that game comes up for Buffalo, how I feel this week for them. But let's just hop right into it. We'll go to the Thursday night game. It's a rematch, actually, from last year. I believe these teams played on a Monday night in the opener. Minnesota on the road against Philadelphia, under over 48. Philadelphia, a 7-point favorite. Is there any reason for me to back Minnesota?
I can't give you one.
Yeah.
I do not trust Minnesota. I mean, they play better in I guess primetime games for the most part. They play a little bit better, but
Wait, who, Minnesota?
yes.
What are you talking about? They
don't?
Kirk Cousins. Yeah, the story is Kirk Cousins is 1 p.m. God.
Well, yeah, you're
and then
right.
primetime, he's like on Monday night and Thursday night, he's awful, I believe.
I think that's why I chose Philly too.
Just that hunch, yeah.
Well, also Philly has not lost a home opener in a long time. So, and I just think they're just a much better team than Minnesota. Everything is better, in my opinion. Their defense is definitely better than Minnesota's. I think their offense is more complete than Minnesota's. Better quarterback as well. Home opener, 7 points is a little steep.
Yeah, I've seen it even it's going to go to probably 7.5, 8 by the time it is game time. So I would say grab the 7 as early as you can.
Right, yes.
That's just my opinion. I mean, they won the game last year by 17. Minnesota couldn't beat Baker Mayfield this weekend. That defense
Right.
does have issues. This is a lot tougher team on the road.
Yes.
Vikings don't really cover in road openers. I think they've lost their last 6 or 7 on the road, opening the season. I've been a firm non-believer in them this year. I think they are just there's regression.
They might be the third best team in the league. I would put Chicago.
In the North, you're saying?
In the North, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I put Chicago there, right after them. But they're not that far. I mean, Minnesota is like subpar. I think they're going to be subpar this year. I got Philly all day.
Yeah, Philly for me. This one I will bet. I can't help myself on a Thursday night. I'm a degenerate, but follow the picks, folks. I usually do decent on Thursdays. We'll just roll this shit along.
I might put a little something on that.
Yeah, for fun. It's always fun,
yeah.
man. I love betting a Thursday night game. I just can't help it.
I can watch it and just,
It
get mad at myself for making that bet.
There's enough intrigue in this one, unlike the other games this week. Because Monday night.
Yeah, this is
Spoiler.
intriguing. Although Minnesota is, probably won't do anything, but it's still an intriguing matchup.
Yeah, and I'm watching for fantasy and all that good
yes.
stuff. Maybe some props, first touchdowns, all that fun stuff. Again, let's keep it going. Green Bay on the road at Atlanta. Atlanta, 1.5 point home favorite. They won last week against, Carolina, under over 40.5. Bijan, pretty good debut. I'd say everyone's impressed.
Yes.
But Tyler Algiers stealing some carries.
Right. I like Atlanta in this game. I'm going Atlanta, man. I just think, like what you just mentioned about, how they played, their first game. And they're at home. Mm-hmm. They get the home cooking. The matchup is intriguing. This is an intriguing matchup, too. This is a pick'em game,
Yeah, it's weird, to see that early.
Yeah, it's very early. But I think we still don't know enough about these teams. Yeah. So that's probably why it's a pick'em. But I'm confident that Atlanta can win this game.
I like Atlanta on the ground from what I see. I mean, Green Bay, they owned Chicago last week. That's no surprise from a team that we both consider to be probably really bad again. People are just hyping up that team. Look at that offensive line. They were awful.
Yes, they were.
Justin Fields ran for his life again.
Yeah.
Even though they did, gash him a little bit at the end of the game, I think they had 120 rushing yards. That was, good for like 5th in the league last week. Atlanta's a different beast. They're going to run all over Green Bay again. Yeah, I'd say just give me Atlanta at home here. Even though the Falcons lost last 6 as underdogs, I'm good with it. Let's turn it around. And, a team people were high on in the preseason, yeah, they're going to start off well.
I believe so. And let me ask you just one last question before we get to the next game.
Yeah. Because I'm about to pop off.
Green Bay's defense struggled last season. Do you think they've improved a little bit this season in terms of their defense?
It's too early to tell.
Okay.
They played Chicago. I don't really hold Chicago as like any value. There's, the upgrade with Moore and Claypool and all that. Khalil Herbert, Donta Foreman. But there's no litmus for a team that's probably going to be near the bottom again. I don't think Justin Fields is like good, but his appeal is in fantasy. So Green Bay should have won that game. Like I think the big question mark on the line was just Jordan Love, and they didn't even need him.
No, they did. Not a good measuring stick then to go against Chicago.
Yeah, but still, pick'em game probably a void for me.
Yeah, I'm probably not putting any money on this. But,
and also I think get Taylor Heineke in there. Desmond Ridder is terrible. He completed like 80%, but like, come on.
Eventually, I think they will. I think eventually they will.
Yeah, it just not a good look, but yeah. Move it along. Vegas upset Vegas upset our boy Russell Wilson last week. That's a little disappointing for us. However, they got a tougher road test this week. They got to play a pissed off Buffalo Bills team. And as we just seen yesterday, Buffalo looked good. I've never seen someone blow a game like Josh Allen did. That loss is on him.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't know who else to blame.
I think this is probably his worst professional game that he's played thus far in his career.
It just looks so bad. Aaron Rodgers goes out.
Yeah,
and you're like, okay, it's Zach Wilson time. Like, we just need to protect the ball, maybe get six more points.
Yeah.
At that point, you're like, we got 13 at the half. Let's get to 19-20.
People forget Wilson is not a bad player. He's solid. And with the defense they have, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over and they run the ball pretty good, they can win most of their games. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
This is what happened last. And like I said, the defense, they put some pressure. They applied some pressure. They got some turnovers. Okay, and they were back in the game.
Yeah.
And some big runs. So they're going to follow the same formula. But that's with the Jets.
Yeah.
With the Bills, I think this is bounce back time. Josh knows he played bad.
Yeah.
He's going to want to throw like 8 touchdowns probably against Las Vegas.
The only person I can blame is the offensive coordinator. I don't know. It seemed like they were running the same 6 plays all game.
Okay, yeah.
They didn't seem comfortable on offense at all at any point. I know the Jets defense, very imposing. They're going to be near top 5, top 10 all year long. That's why they'll be a relevant team.
Right.
But yeah, it's just the narrative. I like the narrative. I know I don't like being a narrative-based guy, but last home opener at Highmark before they move next door to the new stadium. Fans are always excited.
Yes.
Vegas, the only thing that worries me is that pass rush. Crosby is, he's a dog.
He'll be out there doing his thing, but one man don't stop no show though.
I mean, well, ask Aaron Donald last week against Seattle and how I lost money there. So that was sometimes it does.
He caused havoc though. He did cause a lot of
sometimes
havoc.
it becomes a one-man game, and
goodness.
you can see that. I mean, it was a one-man game yesterday when Josh Allen threw 3 picks and fumbled.
Yeah.
I mean, these weren't good throws. These weren't like off the hands of receivers or anything.
Yeah, I didn't know what he saw.
2 overthrows and double coverage. And
right.
Actually, I think the other one was triple covered, and he had Diggs wide open on an under there. So
he gonna hear about it from Diggs.
Diggs had 11 targets. He's probably all right.
Yeah, all right.
But I mean, and it was an exciting game, but yeah, just a rough one. At least there's 16 more of these, but. Well, I could see Buffalo routing these guys. This is going to be a lock for me. Surprise, surprise.
Now the line you got them at what 9.5?
9.5. I bet it up to probably 13.5. I think they destroy these guys. To be honest, the only thing that worries me, like I said, pass rush and then Josh Jacobs.
Well, Jacobs may eat, but I have enough confidence in the Bills' defense, to at least not let him go crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
but the main thing is that Josh cannot turn the ball over.
Yeah.
If he doesn't turn the ball over, this is a blowout.
You know what's funny? The football week kind of bookended with like good games, and then there's like a bunch of like mediocre, not too thrilling games in between. Like I thought Detroit Kansas City was a real fun game, and I thought even though I had to like endure total sad, I've never been so sad. Like I think I was less sad when, the 9 seconds happened with Tyreek Hill. Like, I remember, I lost way more money on that game, too, and I was just like, I just kind of went to bed like, okay, that happened. All right. And this was, I was stunned.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to,
Well, the drama of the ending of the game, of how they lost the game, was something.
Punt return too,
Oh, my goodness.
Lions legends.
And the clip? You saw the clip?
It doesn't matter. They're kicking the field goal.
True.
Yeah, I feel bad for
and I'm glad they didn't call that. But
yeah.
it was a clip, though. He put his stuff out.
Yeah, before we move to the next game, I do have to shout out a funny parlay that did not hit during that game. Our boy at work, Matt, listen to this parlay. Stephon Diggs, anytime touchdown scorer. Okay. Aaron Rodgers under 250 passing yards. Well, that was good.
Yeah.
New York Jets under 21 points.
Hey, oh my God.
Pain. That's painful. And,
that is.
We all endure like bad losses, and I just had to point that one out. It's just like that's why parlays sometimes aren't your best friend. Just bet those 3. You won 2 of 3. You won your bet.
Did he cry? Did he say he cried?
Yeah, I would. I don't even know if he was just like, I was pretty disappointed. I would have been too, but I digress. We'll move it along. I will open this game up. It is Baltimore going on the road to Cincinnati. Cincinnati, a 3-point favorite.
What you think?
So I think Baltimore is a better team than Cincinnati. Okay. That's really what I think. From what I've seen from Joe Burrow week 1, I think it's kind of fluky.
Right.
But I like the dogs in these games. The dogs cover like the last 4 or 5 between these two teams.
Okay.
So I'm good with that. Lamar really didn't show out against Houston either, but I will give credit to Houston. I watched most of that game because that was my lock last week.
Okay.
That defensive line looked good. They had like 4 sacks on Lamar too.
All right.
Put some good pressures on him. Baltimore shoulda, coulda, woulda beat him last year in a playoff game.
Yeah.
With Tyler Huntley.
True.
No Dobbins, but they always have a good rushing attack. It doesn't matter if it's Gus Bus or Hill. OBJ, we just seen, he's kind of washed, but I got to figure out what's going on with Mark Andrews as well. Does anyone know about his hamstring? If anyone knows, let me know. Drafted that guy.
I did too in one of my drafts. So I was looking forward to him, competing this year. But if that's a hamstring injury, we don't know how long that's going to last.
And that was in the preseason. They were talking about it.
Yeah.
I wish I would have took more heat to that. I was like,
he was out there. You know how it goes, man. We'd take him.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, 33rd, that's fine.
Yeah. Just like taking J-Mo Williams. We know he's not playing until
Cooper Kupp,
Cooper
Jonathan
Kupp. You know,
Taylor,
these
like,
players, you're gonna try to get them anyway. You know,
Yeah.
because eventually they'll be on the field.
Exactly.
For this game, man, I took Cincy, man, and this is a lock for me.
Yeah.
I just
At
think
3?
this is bounce back time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Ravens. Their defense has gotten better. They have more offensive weapons, but they're still the Ravens for some reason. I mean, they have to get all this together, you know. And it's early in the season. It may take them some time to get everything situated. And they didn't necessarily play that well against Houston. And Houston has a good defense. Not
Yeah,
good defense.
yeah,
but they didn't play well against Houston.
Hey, when you cover games, you cover games. That's all I gotta
did
say.
cover.
Like, I mean, if you cover,
They did cover, and you won some money off of that.
Yeah, that was like, that helped me. That helped me be a winner this week in
Yes.
college too. But that's how I won money. Shit.
Cincy, though, you know, with the Cincy Cleveland thing, Cleveland, we said before, Cleveland plays Cincy very well all the time. You know, it's an in-state rivalry, so you know there's going to be probably bad games. It's a defensive game too, but I think Burrow bounces back. He did not, he didn't have a preseason. Okay, so he's still pretty much just getting his feet wet. His timing is a little off, but I think he'll be okay. Yeah. Now, I'm still struggling with that offensive line. The offensive line has claimed to have gotten better, but
They were
I
not
didn't
good.
see it.
Yeah, they weren't good against.
Right.
I mean, from what I've seen.
Cleveland has a good defense too, good defensive line.
Yeah, Myles Garrett.
But still, Miles was all up in his face, man.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think it's bounce back time for Cincy though.
Yeah.
It's,
Overall,
it's
-3. So it's a lock for you with Cincy. It's
That's
a
a lock.
pass for me, but I will take Baltimore for the sake of the show.
All right.
Let's get to the fun stuff. We got Lions fever, folks. This might be a beatdown. Detroit, 5.5 point favorite at home against Seattle. Big letdown from Seattle last week, under over 47.5. I really think, this might be Detroit's time. I'm going to keep backing this team until they prove me otherwise. They look really good on Thursday. This is also a contender for a game I might bet.
Well, they didn't look really good. I mean, they had some
Yeah, it was like a
moments.
B- game.
Yeah, I mean, but they made plays when they needed to make plays, though.
Yeah,
and that's very important. I mean, to be a good team, you have to do that.
And you got to coach up. I mean, look
Yes.
at that punt, that fake
my
punt in their
goodness.
own 20. That set the tone.
That set the tone for the whole game. I don't even think they would have won that game if it hadn't been for that tone setting play.
Well,
you
yeah,
know?
I mean, at that point, you might go down 7-0 there.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, because it was 0-0 at the time.
That was ballsy. That was very ballsy from
Yeah.
Campbell. That's what I like him. He doesn't. He coaches to what he knows and what he is.
He took a chance. He took a chance at like the 40 as well with like 5 minutes left in that game. He was trying to end it there.
Yeah.
And then Mahomes, got back on the field. It's 4th and 20. We finally seen the first false start off with after all the.
right?
I hope that gets addressed. We'll talk about it in that game, but I mean,
That was
it seemed
ridiculous.
like it was at least a legal formation. Maybe he didn't. I'm not saying he false started like 30 times like some people, but I counted at least 6 or 7, man. I mean, you could say it's close, but the man's taking a full.
Yeah, he literally jumped before the snap.
Yeah, I mean, and he was way behind. I mean, you could just say he's off the ball. He's basically a receiver at that point. It's sad.
It was crazy.
But when Aiden Hutchinson's tearing you up like that.
Hutchinson, man, his energy level is just so huge and intense, man.
Yeah.
He's always on the go, man. How do you stop this guy? Like, you're gonna get tired. I mean, he may not get to the quarterback, but he's gonna continue to come.
I like the way the rookies, came out. Also funny saying. I was gonna laugh at that, but I like the way the rookies played in their initial games. Branch looked good. Jameer looked awesome. I don't care if he had like 7 carries. That guy's going to be a problem.
He'll get more looks.
Jack Campbell had a really important pass breakup, looked good in coverage.
Yeah.
And then you have like Cam Sutton played fine besides the one big pass interference, so that was a good addition. CJJ looked okay. We're still waiting on Mosley to come back too.
Right.
We ain't. I mean, everything in my head, I'm taking Detroit here, no matter what.
I struggled with this game only because I have total faith in the Lions. But Seattle, they have to come out better, right? I mean, you would think that they would play better against the Rams. How do you lose against the Rams at home like that? The way they lost.
It's got to be kryptonite or something. I mean, like Stafford.
Somebody pissed the Rams off.
Like
That's what
Stafford looked unstoppable, and I mean, me and you went over the name game. It's like some guy I never heard of was the leading receiver.
Yeah.
In that game, and then Kyron Williams scored twice.
Yeah.
And then Aaron Donald, like, I mean,
God,
owned that offensive line. And if that's how their offensive line is going to play, they're in big trouble. Same with the secondary. Stafford shouldn't be carving you up with no-name guys.
Yeah.
And a bad O-line themselves. They got a bad O-line in L.A. Just
and
point
what,
blank.
you know,
it's not good.
Detroit has a much better offense than the Rams.
I like the
So
over
that's
in this
what's
game.
Scary. Yeah, I was thinking about taking the team over with the Lions for sure.
Like like over.
I'm not sure where it's at, but I wouldn't even give a damn.
Like,
I think
I think they scored probably 30.
at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably put up 30 on these guys.
I'm with all that being said about, you know, Seattle and maybe bouncing back, I'm taking the Lions, man. The Lions, listen, the crowd is going to be going crazy. After the Kansas City win.
I mean,
people going to be, oh my gosh, man. Somebody going to get ate alive, probably.
I mean, you know, I've been to big sporting events. That Thanksgiving Bills-Detroit game, that was one of the, like, hypest crowds I've ever seen. I mean, you could, you know, when you feel the stadium moving like that,
yes,
you ain't hearing shit on the field. They're gonna be false starting all over the place. There's gonna be some clear mix-ups on the line. Like, let's go, Lions.
Well, you know, I've said this before too, in I think our previous show. Geno Smith, I think, is going to be digressing this year. He won't have as good a season as he did last year.
And it really hinged on his like first 12 games. He wasn't good in the final 5-6 games.
Okay,
like he
so
wasn't
he was
that
digressing
great.
then.
He was,
right?
So I mean, he's gonna plateau. And like I said, if the offensive line's that bad, their quarterback can't do anything like Justin Fields. Same thing.
It's all about the lines, man.
Yeah, it always is.
I like the Lions at 5.5. This may be another lock for me. I'm gonna hold steady. I'll let you guys know. Just keep in contact with Twitter and.
Yeah, I didn't change any
stuff.
picks last week. This might be a week I change a couple. You know, this is a very... we want to give you an early, you know, look, give you all week to see this shit. You know, this is why we do a long-form podcast. Like, I could sit here and give you picks, but we just want to talk. We want to shoot the shit. Like,
yes.
Like, that's all we want to do. Like, we just want to talk like casual people having a conversation.
I would take that over under the over at 47.5, but I don't trust Seattle to score any damn points.
Really?
So I mean, I'm gonna hold steady. Like I said, I might take that team, the Lions, over. I mean, the team points. But I got the Lions all day on this one.
Hell yeah!
It's at 5.5 now, folks. So that's a really good number, I would say. If you want to, I might take it early if I do.
It might go to 6.5, 7.5. To be honest,
would you still be comfortable with that?
No. No, that's why you get it now.
Yeah. Totally agree.
All right, let's. God, this game sucks because it's like two teams I don't like betting. Chargers on the road at Tennessee. I don't even know what the under. Do you know what the under over is on that at all?
Yeah, I got 46.
46. Thank you. This game also happened last year. A lot of these games are like repeats. I don't know if there's like stuff in the scheduling or what it may be, but yeah, they played last year. I believe it was a 3-point spread. I believe it ended up being a push. And Derrick Henry ran all over them. But it's a weird game because like Tennessee can't throw the ball, but from what we've seen, are we sure the Chargers can defend the pass in the slightest? I mean, Tua gashed them for nearly 500 yards.
My gosh.
So, I mean, pick your poison here. Another, clear, probably avoid game for me, but I would just lean the Chargers getting back on the schneid here. Even though a friend told me don't bet them as favorites. I'll take them as a favorite this week because I did fade them last week.
I'm fading them again, man. I got the Titans, man. And you know, with this game, really, I like the over 46, man. I really do, because I don't think the Chargers can stop a cold. You know, they can't.
I mean, they can't.
They can't stop a nosebleed right now. You know,
with the
all that
healthy
talent
defense,
too.
man.
Yeah,
all that money getting
is it the
paid.
defensive coordinator? Maybe is it the
I don't-
schemes? What's going on?
What, they paid Derwin James all that money. There's
Yeah.
another safety they paid, Bosa.
I just don't.
They got
get
Khalil
it.
Mack on that squad
Khalil
too,
Mack
don't
is
they?
on the squad. Yes,
They got guys.
They got guys. So I'm questioning
Names.
the scheme, or something's going on.
Yeah.
But I like the Titans, man. I just think they're +3. I mean, I think this would at least be a 3-point game.
Yeah, Vrabel does. I don't know. Vrabel cares about your wallet enough for him to, kick a field goal,
Right.
knowing damn well like it's first. If they get first down, this game's over.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
shout
think-
out to that.
Do you think the Titans can kind of maybe slow down the Chargers defensively? You think they got enough juice? Because shit. They lost by 1 point. It was, 15-16? Or
Yeah, 15-16, yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, kicked 5 field goals. Nick Folk, go pick them up for fantasy, folks.
Right. I don't know, man. This is one of those games where it seems to me like it's going to be a Titan game.
Yeah.
They're going to play to the Titans
Yeah.
the way Titans play.
I agree. I think, a lot of game management. Like,
Yes.
run the ball with Henry 25 times.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I might not even run parlays this week, or at least put that much money on it. This board is tough.
Yeah, it is.
One of the tougher ones I've seen in like early weeks. Usually I'm like, this is my time. I don't know, folks. With that said, we'll move to maybe one of my favorite games this week that I would throw in a parlay, but I'm just going to bet it. It is Chicago on the road at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, 3-point favorite, under over 41.5. Baker did it to him this week, folks. 8-1 to win that division. I think it went down and got chopped already to like 4. So we'll see what happens with that. Tampa Bay. This got to be the play, man. I mean,
I totally
from what
agree.
I've seen watching that Chicago game, Chicago has no defense or offense.
Yeah.
And that fucking hype from the beginning of the year, probably coming out of Chicago itself just because it's a big city in the United States.
Yeah.
Y'all can fuck right off, man. I'm fading the Bears all year long. What are they going to do?
Well, their offensive line and their defensive line still struggling. And because of that, Justin Fields can't really get better.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You know, they do have more at the receiving position. He's a stud, but you got to get the ball to him.
Yeah.
Shit. I just don't see them beating Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay looks like they got something going on. They're cooking something.
There's
you know what I mean?
they got a little they'll contend. I think they'll be like a near 500 team again. Like
Yes.
I thought Tom Brady was so bad last year, and I told you about the regression to a positive mean here because they were just so bad at covering games last year. They were 3-14-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
So they were dead last in the league. This is a game I would like to hit because Tampa Bay plays to Chicago's strength, which is running the ball. Bucks rushing defense last week, one of the best in the league, only gave up 41 yards. Yeah, they got gashed for 300 passing, but Justin Fields ain't throwing 300 yards. He's not Kirk Cousins, folks.
I agree. I don't think they're going to give him time to throw the ball like that either.
Vita Vea might just tear that line apart.
Yes.
Levante David, still good player. Like, the defense is good. I like backing a good defense in a home opener. Also, here's a fun aside for you. The Bears have not covered their last 10 games in the state of Florida. That's a funny one, right?
That's very funny.
So, Tampa Bay, all day for me. Love this game.
So this is just like a vacation for Chicago then, huh? They just
Yeah.
they go to Florida to vacate.
And this is probably like my Denver this year. I think I'm going to bet Tampa Bay a
Oh,
lot. Like,
okay.
I'm going to be on the Baker train.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, fun one to ride on.
Don't fall off that train,
Yeah,
man,
I mean, I
'cause
like riding,
break some bones.
Hey, man.
But I got Tampa Bay too, man. I mean, this could possibly be a lock for me. I'm thinking about it
Seriously.
like, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, this is glaring now.
Fucking fun game, yeah.
Yeah. I got Tampa Bay
All
all day
right.
on this one.
Yeah, let's go to a game with a little more firepower. Kansas City on the road at Jacksonville. Jacksonville 3-point home dog under over 51. Kelsey might come back. The letdown from last week was, pretty big. Chris Jones did sign his deal.
Yeah.
Does he play? I mean, limited. I'd say maybe.
Probably limited, but he'll be out there.
He'll be out there, yeah.
Yeah.
But that defense looked fine without him.
Right, true indeed. And this is a tough one for me because we know that Kansas City needs to win this game. And they feel like they need to win the game. They probably don't, but they feel like they need to.
I'd have to agree.
Because just for pride's sake, for one thing, I think the receivers will play better for Kansas City. Mm-hmm. If Kelsey's back, that's definitely going to help.
Yeah.
Jones will inspire the team as well. And Andy, they don't like losing 2 games in a row.
Yeah, that was something I was there. There's something I have for you. KC usually wins following a loss. They've won 8 in a row following a loss. Not bad, but however, they do not cover in the month of September.
That's why I picked the Jags.
Yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I have a weird, I kind of look forward in the standings. I don't see Vegas winning this week. We said the Chargers will win, but they'll be 1-1 then. Okay. Denver, we'll talk about it. They're 0-1. We'll see what happens there. Even if they do lose this game, it really isn't the end of the world.
Right, that's true.
If they're only a game behind and they haven't played any divisional games,
yeah.
I mean, I think they could give a shit. I mean, they give a shit for sure, but I could see it kind of like how Cincinnati went 0-2 last year and then just went on a crazy tear.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about gelling together, right time, right place. Yeah, give me Jacksonville here. I think Trevor Lawrence probably plays better than Goff did. They looked better. Calvin Ridley looked like the man.
Calvin made a little comeback, didn't he?
That Zay Jones catch looked fucking awesome.
He looks well rested, doesn't he?
ETN ran a good one.
ETN got going. They got weapons. The only thing that I'm kind of disturbed by is their defense. I mean, Kansas City, we saw how Mahomes was doing the Lions. He was making plays by himself. And the Lions played him really well. You know what I mean? And he still kind of made a few plays there.
Yeah.
He might go off on the Jags, man. If the receivers can catch the damn ball.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of concerned about that. But at the same time, the Jags can score too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at the offense. And if you wanted a real look from me, bet the over 51.
I was thinking about that.
That's a look for me. Or if you want to bet just bet a couple guys on Jacksonville to score a touchdown.
True.
I'd bet Evan Ingram.
Okay.
Give me Christian Kirk. They're gonna switch it up week in and week out. So you bet the off guys that didn't score the last week. Touchdowns get scored every game. So
they have a really potent offense, man. Quietly they do.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not saying they're gonna win this game, but I think they will cover the 3.
I think they win this game.
You think they win? Okay.
Yeah, I mean remember Dallas last year, same line.
Yeah.
What was the outcome? Jacksonville won.
No doubt. No doubt.
That's a fun game. Excited to watch that one. That's probably one of my favorite games to watch this week. We'll go to the one I won't watch at all, and that's Indianapolis on the road at Houston. Indianapolis 1.5 point road favorite. Over, I believe it's at 39 or 40 at this point.
Yeah, I got it at 40.
Ugh, God. I think Richardson plays. I thought he was concussed, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I would say keep an eye out. I like Gardner too, either way. He's fine. Probably one of the best backups in the league.
Oh, yeah.
So he's serviceable. What do you think about this game, if anything? If anything.
Man, listen, I was leaning Colts. I really was at -1.5. This is sort of a pick'em game. But I'm thinking to myself, man, the way the Texans played last week, even though they lost, they played with a lot of tenacity, and their defense looked really good to me. I got to go with the Texans.
Wow.
I think this will be the coach's first victory, his first NFL victory. I think they'll play better at home. I think they'll run the ball a little bit better. The Colts are, the Colts are not going to be good, but they are going to be in games though.
You've seen that, yeah. They were in that game pretty much till the end.
Yeah, and the spread tells me.
And they should almost covered that. What was it, 4th and goal at the 1 or 2?
They should have covered, honestly, but my man got hurt. Yeah. Trying to go up the middle, Richardson. I don't know why they made that play. I mean, he's a running quarterback. Though,
yeah, Josh Allen types,
Right.
What are you going to do?
I got the Texans on this, though, man. I just feel good about them being at home and having that defense over there too.
Yeah, Indianapolis for me, not a bet by any stretch of the imagination unless I really seen something in the scouting report or some sort of stat that would sway me. Huge avoid. Again, a lot of these games, like,
Right. I feel you on
hard
this
week. Very, very hard week.
one. It's going to be some degenerates though that's going to vote bet on this game.
Yeah.
If I was saw the Colts and really loved the Colts like I used to, I probably would bet on this.
I mean, I when it comes to basketball season, I've lost probably thousands of dollars on the fucking Pistons just because I like the Pistons.
See,
I'll bet money line Pistons 3.5 to 1. Like, let's go.
Let's
then
go.
They lose by 30. Happens all the time. I love it. Yeah, no, those are the people betting those games, or like the really sharp people, I guess.
Oh yeah. I can't call them degenerate. I myself am a degenerate.
Yeah,
so
yeah, me too. Yeah, that's,
I'm talking about myself.
hey, at least our locks were good last week.
Hey, we're gonna keep that shit going.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Holler at us about the lockety locks.
Yeah, I mean, they looked good.
Oh man.
Fuck it. Let's go to the next game. San Francisco on the road to the Los Angeles Rams. This line moved from 7 to 8. San Francisco's the favorite in this game on the road, under over 44. San Francisco's just a clear lock to me. They looked awesome last week. I don't believe in the Rams still. There's going to be just like some sort of like veteran to rookie mashup. I mean, there's 33 rookies on the Rams. San Francisco might have the best defense in the league.
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, too, San Fran's been whipping the Rams' ass for a minute.
I think they covered both games against them last year.
Okay. I got San Fran, man. I mean, they're a freight train that you don't want to get in front of right now. I think they're playing well. I don't believe in the Rams, although they beat up on Seattle, but I don't believe in Seattle either. So, what is that telling you? Now, it's -8. I think San Fran wins this by double figures, man, honestly. This is my lock, matter of fact. It's one of my locks.
It won't be a lock for me more than likely. It's a 4 p.m. game. We'll see how
4
how 1 p.m. goes for me first before I go and bet it, but
Right.
I would say it's a stronger lean. One of my strongest leans is San Francisco. I'm just going to bet the better team here.
I think it's probably good to jump early on this one because I think this one
It might
will
go to 10, yeah. I think it'll... Anything past 10, do not bet it.
Oh, heck, not in the league, not in the NFL.
No. And even, probably 8.5, you might really want to think that over.
True, I
mean, early season Rams, who knows? Maybe they show up for a couple games and then, fall off a cliff again.
I could see I could see people putting something on the Rams.
Oh, yeah. No, I can see it. I mean...
That might make it I can see people putting a lot on San Fran, too,
It's just not for me. Like, week in and week out, like, I don't see, like, that performance from the Rams happening over and over again. I don't see Stafford tearing up the Niners secondary. I don't see Aaron Donald having much as an effect on the game because he's playing against a good O-line.
Right, exactly.
Other than that, it's a bunch of no-name guys on this team. I hate to call them no-names. They're professionals,
Right.
And they want to go out there and get paid and, impress and play against, a championship caliber team well, but they're going to get outclassed.
Yeah, talent is just going to show his rear its ugly head.
Is Jake Moody playing? I wanted to ask you. Is he kicking field goals yet? How's that cat doing?
I love Jake Moody. I don't know though.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I know Robbie Gould retired. But...
that was my guy right there, man.
Yeah, they spent a 3rd round pick on Moody, so I'm just intrigued. Just
we'll have to do some research.
Yeah,
I wish we had a stat boy.
Someone got to run it,
Right.
And he'd scream at Ran, like, run this shit. Please, run this football fact that you do not care about. She would never do that. She'd be like, fuck off. Sports ball.
Sports ball.
We'll sports ball it up. Let's just, yeah, it's good. This is probably one of the quicker shows we'll do all year. I don't feel so confident in these games. It's really tough for me to really analyze them.
Like you said, now it's more or less a gut feeling
this week. Yeah,
for this week in particular. I mean, we
'cause
don't have
this-
enough random.
I don't have enough information still.
yeah.
Yeah, and injury reports are reflected in lines automatically.
Yep.
So I think that's something people forget too.
Oh yeah.
And as you seen, like, Kelsey goes out of the game. It went from 6-4. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
They lost the game.
They still lost.
All right, let me introduce the next one. Move these sticks forward. God, the biggest disappointment of last week, the New York Giants, who just got whopped 40-0 on the road at Arizona. They are a 5-point road favorite, over 40.5. Oh, man. Just not a game I really fucking care about. Or I feel like I might get burned on again. Andre, please give me some sort of lean on this game because I was so disappointed with Washington against Arizona. They looked semi-competent, even though I think Washington should have washed them guys, per se. I mean, the defensive touchdown killed them. The turnover in the red zone killed them. But, Arizona kind of persisted. Are they going to do the same this week or no?
I think it was an anomaly, first game anomaly, and it was a few of them this week, last week. So I think the Giants will come to play. I mean, that offensive line is suspect, though. There's no question about that. Because I thought Daniel Jones was going to shed a tear. He was getting sacked so much. I mean,
ugly game.
They put hands on him, man. So
I think, boy.
Wow. New York, they got off to a great start, but it just turned.
It turned after one drive,
gosh,
blocked field goal, then a pick
Everything
six.
just went haywire after a while.
And then I think they kick a field goal. It's like 17-0 in the first quarter, right?
Yeah.
Like it was so done so early. And, I mean, at that point, Dallas's offense didn't really even touch the field.
Right.
So maybe the offense is well rested.
They should be.
And, at 5 points, it worries me. But I'm kind of on the same page again. It's like I'm just going to bet against teams that I think are genuinely bad.
Yeah.
I think Arizona stinks. I think they got really lucky to cover that game last week when I really think Washington should have won by 2 scores.
Me too. That was weird. I mean, as the season progresses, we're going to see what these teams are about.
Yeah.
But I think the Giants were embarrassed. I think the Giants, are going to come out really wanting to beat somebody's ass.
I mean,
and they should.
They've covered their last 8 of 9 following a loss. However, Arizona has, covered 8 straight against the NFC East.
Yes.
Should have ended last week. I see the streak ending this week. As long as that offensive line plays with any sort of dignity.
Right. Good word.
They got to be kicking themselves in the ass. They're getting their ass kicked all night long.
Yeah, it was quite embarrassing.
So, yeah, give me the Giants there as well. Let's go to America's Game of the Week. Big time topic this week. They're going to talk about this for a while, and it's reflected in the lines from, a day ago to now. You have the New York Jets going on the road to Dallas. Dallas is a 9.5-point home favorite. Over, I believe it's at 40. That's silly.
Jets all day for me.
Yeah, I didn't have a pick until now. I didn't even realize that, but I'm right there. It's gonna probably get to 10.5, 11 too. People are going to jump on Dallas this week.
This is a lock for me. This is
a
mother lock for me. Just because I think the Cowboys are, they beat down the Giants who are in their division. To me, it was an emotional win for them. So they coming back down to earth. I know they'll be at home. For the Jets, it might have been a little bit of an emotional game for them too.
Oh, that was super. 9-11 at home,
exactly
playing your rival.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers' first start, he goes out right away. They come back. The defense fought for them. Yeah. And that's the main reason I like the Jets. That defense is solid.
Yes. I mean, both teams have great defenses, so I don't see a lot of points. It's telling the over-under 40. Yeah. It's not going to be a lot of points, so that means the game should be pretty close.
Yeah,
fairly close.
Maybe 20-13.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson really is the, beginning and end of this game. If he can score 14 points, they probably cover this game. Because I think
so.
that defense holds Dallas to 20,
Oh, yeah.
24.
Yes, definitely, man. You know,
So-
the defense is hyped too, man. They stopped one of the better quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
Josh, you know they're very confident.
Like,
in
that's
their
what I'm saying.
abilities.
Like, they're swagged out right now. I mean,
Yeah, swagoo sauce, right? Swagoo
like,
sauce.
and you know, they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder now the rest of the year.
I believe so.
I mean, I don't think they win this game. I
don't think
wouldn't
they
say
win.
that, but I think they cover.
9.5, and you're right. This is going to go up because people are going to go cowboy crazy.
Yeah.
You know, they drinking the cowboy juice or whatever you want to call it.
Look, Micah Parsons is great. Trayvon Diggs is
yeah.
awesome. They got players on
galore.
both sides of the ball. It's easy to say, but I mean, Dak Prescott could look very much like Josh Allen.
Right.
I mean, you know, he throws a lot of interceptions too.
Historically, we've seen Dak up and down. You know.
Maybe you just go and take like a Dak Prescott over 1.5 picks this week, like that.
For sure.
That might be the play.
Now he claims that he's not going to throw as many picks this season, but we'll see, Dak. We'll
Yeah, I
see.
mean, it's going to be about game management in this game again. It's going to be a lot of, you know, between the lines. The big thing that's scary again, New York Jets offensive line is fucking shit.
Yeah, true.
They're bad. That's the only reason you'd bet Dallas. Like, well, they're going to fucking own these guys on the line of scrimmage. But that
True.
defensive line for the Jets probably going to own any team they play this year.
Yeah, but you could kind of nullify that by running the ball too,
Yeah.
and that's what the Jets are going to do.
Yeah.
They're going to run the hell out the ball.
Same with Dallas. I think they both run the hell out the ball. So that's why I
Yeah.
think the 9.5 is justified. I'll take the Jets any day of the week there.
It's a lock for me.
Hell yeah. Oh, let's go to the easiest under of the week. We got a fun game in Denver where they are 3.5-point favorites to the Washington Commandos under over 39. This is a game no one fucking cares about. I know. I just know. I'll probably have it on. Everyone's going to probably be watching Jets and Dallas. I'll be watching this game. Straight up. This is the game I'll be watching.
Hey, this is one of your teams. I mean, you're a Denver fan too, aren't you? A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love Denver. I just like making fun of Russell
Russ.
Wilson. I think he's corny. I think that's usually a good reason to bet someone is when there's public sentiment against him. But from what I've seen, there's public sentiment against both of these teams that they are not. I mean, everyone's pissed at Washington last week for sure for not covering that game. I think 80% of the bets were on Washington.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to double down. Denver can't seem to score. Washington can't seem to score. Give me Washington 3.5. It's not one, again, I don't even think I would bet this. I don't even know why I'll watch it other than like research.
It's a
Entertainment.
It's a good matchup, man. It's a defensive matchup, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And I like the number 3.5. This is the 3-point game right here, all day. You know, this is. I'm not going to touch this though. I'm not going to put any money on this.
I
but,
could see the hook though coming
Yeah.
in play.
You know, and I do like the under though, the under 39. That might be a lock for me.
Me too.
Stay tuned, but you know this. I like the line, man, and both teams just look like they suck offensively. So
I think
It's
Washington really needs to, you know, if they start out 2-0, they'll feel pretty good going into divisional play.
yeah,
I mean, you need to get all those wins you can because you got to play basically 3 tough teams. I mean, we'll see what the Giants become, but I mean, the Eagles are a matchup and the Dallas Cowboys are a matchup. Like,
yeah,
you
totally.
have to try and win half of those games
yeah.
and win all your non-division. You might have a chance.
You might get a wild card, right? Maybe if you can win your non-division games, though.
You go 4-2 in the division, and you win most of your you could win the division, man. I mean, I've said they will win the division because I'm a homer and I believe in them, and we'll see how Sam Howell progresses this season. I didn't think he was terrible, but
No.
he damn well wasn't aware in the pocket. That's for fucking sure. He looked pretty. He looked like a rookie.
He did look like a rookie. You know, but they won the game though. You know, they didn't cover, but they won.
Yeah, and that's all, you know, when it comes down to these teams, they don't give a shit about our bets.
Right.
They give a shit about winning and losing.
Yes.
So I see them wanting just to win this game, just like any other week. Give me Washington here.
I like Washington too.
All right, we got to move it to Sunday night. Miami on the road versus New England. Funny fucking line. New England 2.5-point home divisional favorite. Again, these teams tend to cover. It's I forgot what the number was. It was 17-2. They went 2-1, 19-3 in the last 2 seasons.
Oh.
A divisional home underdog is covered.
Okay. All right.
So, do we bet Miami here to break the streak?
I'm going Patriots, man. Just because the line looks crazy to me. 2.5. Miami just blew somebody out.
It's that divisional home shit, man.
It is, man. It is. And I, you know, I was watching that Patriots game last week, and you know they played Philly tough. Mm-hmm. You know, and they could have actually won the game because they had the ball, you know, the last few moments of the game, and they just couldn't score.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I like what I see, but because this is a divisional game, you know, and it's a really important game, and I think it would be. I want to say that you know that Miami is going to continue to score, but I don't know. This is the division game. They made
better defense.
Defense, yeah. So they may not go off like they did last week. That's why I'm thinking it might be a closer game. So that's why I'm taking them to the line just really baffles me. 2.5, really.
Yeah.
So I'm taking New England.
I like the trend to buck a little. I like Miami here, but I've also said last week, I'm going to bet Miami early in the season here. Until Tua shows me he's not that good, I think he's awesome.
Yeah,
I've been saying I think he's awesome.
Well, Tyreek Hill is awesome. Helps too, yeah.
That guy's
Tua knows how to find this guy though. I mean, it's like, and you gotta give credit to the offensive coordinator too.
Yeah.
But Tyreek Hill is just a fucking video game, man.
Yeah, they run like 3 routes with these guys, and they're always open.
Always, man. Now, I'm not sure what did Waddle do in that game. I didn't see his stats.
I'm assuming he was fine because Tua had 500 passing yards. Basically, he had 467 passing yards. I believe
200. Some of that was Tyreek.
Yeah, 200 was Tyreek, but I mean, 237 went to other people.
Other people, right?
I don't even know other receivers on that team, to be honest with you. What, Connor Smythe or something?
I think that's another
Raheem Mostert, and Mostert got hurt, I thought.
Okay, well, I mean, hey. He got the players to pass it to.
Yeah, defense looked bad, but I mean, Chargers are a good offense. Yeah. 2 games on the road here. Yeah, I hate it. Maybe I'll change my mind come Sunday, but Miami for now.
Well, I would like to see where that line is going to end up at too.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks because, like I said, that the real plan is to bet these divisional home dogs. Like, you should just do that every single time.
Smart investment.
It's like a 90% clip, man. But
for real.
All good things must come to an end at some point. And God damn it, we've talked about a Monday night doubleheader. Really don't want to. But we got to, and we'll finish the show. Promise we won't keep you that long. I really don't want to talk this Monday night, though. Like, we'll do it. We're going to do it for you. 2 games. I don't have to watch them all night. I probably won't bet these. We got New Orleans going on the road to Carolina. Carolina 3.5-point home divisional home dog. Mm-hmm. Under over 40. Give me Carolina out of just that necessity. I mean, again, the trend is the trend, but you gotta pick and choose your battles here.
I love the number 3.5. I think this is the 3-point game. I think the Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers too.
Panthers too, yeah.
I think the Panthers keep this game close, if not win.
Mm-hmm.
Just how I feel, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
me too.
I can't say much about it, but this is just how it is.
Yeah, I don't got much. New Orleans didn't look that sharp in their opener at home. Carolina hung in there. Just a couple lapses at the end. They lose that game by 2 scores. Defense still looked good. But yeah, not a game I'm really like, oh, I'm gonna invest money in unless I won a ton of money, which I'm gonna tell you right now, folks, probably not a huge betting week for me money wise. I'll probably just save what I won from last week in college football and chill out, bet a few things, have a little fun, of course, but this game's not for me. They're clear pass. You as well.
It's a pass for me, man.
This one maybe not a pass. And it's the final game on the slate. Cleveland on the road at Pittsburgh. Another home divisional dog. Pittsburgh a 2-point home dog against Cleveland. I don't give a shit. I like Cleveland here. If for reasons cited as they just whooped the shit out of the Bengals last week. And yeah, all my preseason hype about Pittsburgh, I was dead fucking wrong. They're not winning the division.
They having the same problem that they did last season. They can't. The offensive line sucks.
Yep.
Pickett looks like, I don't know. He looks like a deer in the headlights. I don't know what's going on with him. I thought he'd improve. And he throughout the course of the season, he probably will. But I just don't like their offensive line, man. I just don't like it.
Another key to a defensive player gone with Cam Hayward out for multiple weeks with the pectoral.
Yes. That's going to hurt. Cleveland looked good against Cincy. I know they have Cincy's number and everything, but Watson looked better.
Yeah.
The defense is still there, I just think, and we talk all this shit, but we're forgetting Tomlin. Tomlin will prepare for this game as best he can,
right.
And they probably end up winning or some shit. But right now I got Cleveland. And actually I like the under in this game. It's 40.5 right now.
40.5, yeah.
Yeah. So that might be a lock for me if I can get it early. Yeah. I'll let you guys know. Mm-hmm. But I definitely like the under on this game because I don't see any potential offensive stuff going on with Pittsburgh right now. Not against Cleveland.
Clear pass for me. Give me Nick Chubb to score an anytime touchdown. That's all I can say.
Hey, that's a good one.
Maybe Amari Cooper. I don't know. I got nothing for you. Let's just go to our quick picks this week. For me, my favorite picks this week pretty much I'm just going with last week. What worked for me? Buffalo didn't work for me, but I'm gonna go back to it. Buffalo 9.5. Okay. I know it's not a surprise. I like Detroit 5.5. And I really like Tampa Bay -3. Those are my three. What are yours?
Give me Cincy as a lock at -3. I'm leaning Tampa Bay as a lock, but also the Jets plus 9.5 is a lock for me.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And the under 39, I'm either going to select the Washington Denver game under 39 or the Pittsburgh Cleveland under 40.5. I'll let you guys know. I'm still pondering both of those games.
Yeah, check the X. I didn't post college plays to my Insta last week, but maybe I'll post them there. Give me Michigan State with all the points this week. That's all I got to say. I don't care.
Okay.
Tuck coming, boys. Literally.
Hey, I might sprinkle y'all with a couple college games.
I'll play some college football this week. See what that does for me. But, yeah, we'll leave the program at that. Not the most exciting week for me.
Yeah.
I'm happy football's back.
Just remember, guys, you don't have to bet every game. If you don't feel comfortable.
Or every week. Shit.
Right. Just do it at your own pace, You got to feel, it has to be a feeling a lot of times. The stats are stats, but there has to be a feeling.
Yep.
A gut feeling.
And stats are misleading. Don't forget
Very
that too.
misleading, yes.
That's why the books like to put those, and some of them I read off for you guys, and some of it's justified, some of it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'll have a little fun this week. I'm just happy football's back. Happy to be back in the studio with you.
Man, I OD'd on football last weekend. Seriously.
Oh, dude, I was so tired. How could I watch 7 hours of football while tired as hell? Oh, I sure did. I stood up, drank a couple beers, hung the fuck out, watched my bets loose.
That's what I was doing too.
Yeah, but yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Fumbling the Bag podcast. It should just be called a program at this fucking point. I don't know, guys.
All right.
We'll see you later.
Enjoy your football.